Heyo, Cool Skeleton 111 here. How y'all doing? Ah, man. Alright, well, uh, my mic was giving me a bit of trouble, so sorry for the late start. But, I'm here now. And what are we doing today, you might ask? Well, we are getting back into the Ace Attorney Trilogy! Yay! Man, it's probably gonna take forever to get through it. uh, just depending on my streaming schedule and whatnot. But I am glad to be back. So, without further ado, are you ready to get into it? Let's go! Probably gotta fix the game audio. Hold on a sec. Alright, hopefully that did it, and I don't have any issues. Alright, booted up on the correct screen. And it seems like we got audio! Success! Alright. Also, please be prepared for some terrible voice acting. And let's see if I remember most of these voices. Yay! Alright, so we were heading into the police station? Or do we need to... Alright. There's a detective. I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. Alright, so... Probably shouldn't. Maybe. Ah, there we go. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. Alright, let me see.
I was wondering why is the award in a shield?
Or a shield. Blah, blah, blah.
And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. I don't think he knows anything about this. Ah, so if you presented either of those, the parking ticket. Yeah. Alright. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car. Stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Scott to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone must have... someone must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth? What could have happened?
We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Alright, Edgeworth's troubles. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent!
Listen, pal. There have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright. But there were always whispered around. Whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispered. They're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Not sure if I have anything else. Detective Gumshoe? What can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it in to the police. It's people like you that give you into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake.
Didn't you work together?
Whoa! Now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought.
Can you, tell us more, Detective Gumshoe?
Alright. Basically, just try to exhaust all the dialogue options and evidence. Once we got 4 of them, then we can move on! So, this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective, like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but Word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you!
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who was... what was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal. Let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction, added to the court record. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there. Nobody will look at you twice, pal. Alright, now we can investigate. February 22nd. Prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Oh, there. Wrong person. Sorry. Looks like I'll be stuck in this pit until the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. I can't tell whose voices these are. Because either it was Marshall or this lady. Oh. Still here?
Hello!
Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I got a boyfriend in criminal affairs, too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. I'm just gonna present the thingy. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warned you. Fan letters go to me. Blech. Fan letters to me go right to the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe. Ah, that old cow dog. He holding a birthday party or something? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think you just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Oh, jeez. That's not very nice. Guess I'd better let you win, then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall!
Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me...
Hey, wait a sec! Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be it like the sailors, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny.
Note to self. Police investigators are like settling land.
Investigations.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. Alrighty. We have free reign. Yippee! Slide to the left. Slide to the right. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else who could belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yo, one, welcome in. How you doing? Let's check it out then. Right. Let's check it out. I'm not doing anything. Oh, okay. Thingy. Heck yeah, we are.
This phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called.
Jeez. And reminder, this was made in the early 2000s, like the 1990s, 2000s era. Flip phones. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know things like redial.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Press the button. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Note to self. A defense attorney doesn't think first. He just pushes the button.
Steel Samurai.
Hey! That song! I know that!
Hey, what's going on over here? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Yeah, well,
whose phone is this anyway? It was just on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky.
What? It's my sister's?
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except, she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ringing just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's, kind of strange, but, someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. Yikes. Alright. Silly soup. Well, let us continue. For a minute there, I thought there was toilet paper coming out of the car.
This rope... is it...
Heck yeah! Well, I hope you enjoy your day off today. I'm just taking today to do a stream. Yeah. Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
So wait! The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort.
Look! Something's written on it!
You're right. Let's see. 6-7S 12-2?
There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman.
Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
Well? So? What does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodman's note added to the court record. Ah, thanks. I forget most of the voices, but that's okay. Well, I guess we should go to Edgeworth, maybe? Oh, Edgeworth's not here. Womp womp. I guess we're not done examining that? Alright, compadre, count to 3. You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what you gotta do in Texas. My maid never visit Texas. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Remind me to never visit Texas. Alright, well, I guess we'll just, keep examining. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted.
The crime took place in the underground parking lot.
In the prosecutor's office.
The body was found in the trunk of the subordinate's car.
I forgot her voice.
Baby. Why the luxury car? It just screams, I have money to burn.
Yeah. The prosecutors get the big bucks.
Hey, Black. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
Defense attorneys are regulated to block to B block.
I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. This is Edgeworth's car. Heck yeah. Got that red sports car. Alright, I guess we'll examine more here.
Look! A stylish glass-walled room. Very nice.
You could see the whole parking lot from in there.
It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later.
I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office.
You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day.
Too bad they don't have a test for common sense.
Are we done here?
I don't really feel like doing much else here. Nope, nothing here. Police department? Well, no, we've already exhausted all the yeah, so we can't show it to Gumshoe. There's a max of 4 options per character, per chapter segment thingy. So if they're already at 4, there's probably nothing else that you need to show them. At least that's what I've seen so far. Here. See this?
Ah! I noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people things.
What is this? A behavioral study of lawyers? Okay, nope. Did I miss anything else on this? Probably not. Nah, I'm not seeing much. There's no need to push this again.
What's wrong? You look like You look like I do during finals.
Never mind, it's nothing. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh yeah, I finally fixed that issue, sort of. Heck yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was the bitrate. I think I was, like, either doing way too low or way too high, something like that. But yeah, I messed around with it, and now it's like this. I think it works better with, like, games that have less element thingies. Like Ace Attorney, that only has 2D sprites. At least I'm assuming. I'm assuming it only has that. Yeah, bitrate. Alright. Do we really have to examine everything in the garage? I don't want to do that. Or the parking lot, I should say. Garage, parking lot, same thing. That's where cars go. Beep beep vroom. Still not here? Jeez, when is he gonna come back? Are your toes cold? Maybe, like, go put on some socks or something? Comfy slippers? Jeez. Okay. Oh. I forgot to talk to him! I didn't talk to him! Bruh. Okay, that's what I was missing. Officer Marshall? Could you tell us more about the victim? Good man always die young. Remember that, partner? Could you be a little more specific?
Where's Goodman? He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy in there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the little tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stabbing to the chest. A fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report added to the court record. Ah, yep, we definitely need that.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common, no!
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot?
Japanese cowboys, yeehaw! Oh, there's this one video I saw of, like, rockabilly Japanese people. Like, they were, like, cosplaying and doing a bunch of, like, dance moves and stuff with those cowlick. Yeah. Yeah! Leather jackets. Freaking awesome. So it seems like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You called me out. They shoot you for that in Texas. They shoot you for everything down there, apparently. Hmm? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me.
But, you're a patrolman now. So, how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambino?
So, why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's 'cause he runs with that Edgeworth, eh?
Hey, what'd you say about Edgeworth?
Keep your trap shut. Edgeworth? That cow dog been kicked out of the castle, kicked out of this cattle run by the order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe? Kicked out of the investigation? So, there's no connection between Detective Gumshoe and my sister.
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor borrows none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambino. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall!
Yeah, Bambino?
How can you say that? You and my sister... You were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambino. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prosecutor's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Suspicion. Getting tongue-tied. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying round for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? And he was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is. Until he met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you'll find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina, Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals.
What you're saying? What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth?
So, well... How are you doing, Mr. Wright?
I guess we've got some clues. We have to put an autopsy report. A note from the victim. Oh, blah, blah, blah. We have an autopsy report. A note from the victim. And a cell phone.
So, you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it.
No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma.
Yes?
I know that song your phone... Blah, 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 blah. I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What?
It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. Ooh. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see. Cell phone updated in the court record. The detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Ah! I might consider it. If I got nothing else going on. Alright, we'll go and see. Yeah, I feel like those are, like, very obscure and hard to find. But I bet you it's probably a fun job. Alright, anyway. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. It is the morning. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area.
Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis!
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is? You're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Oh. Well, I suppose as long as you have fun. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out of this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. Different room. At least I think it's a different room. Alright, old man voice incoming. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in the courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Big words, please stop. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow! He's so much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
Yeah, you do that. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, draw your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
No! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before! Neither have I, actually. Actually, kinda like to try it. The judge is really wolfing it down.
Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is what everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts! Yikes. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does that taste like? Exactly! What the heck does that taste like? Name and profession. Now! Dang, okay.
Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecutor will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we casually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Starr was a detective?
I know you are. Cough up.
A cough-up queen, Angel Star, Your Honor. A long time no see.
You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady?
If I may have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor space, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block. In the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with his knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately, for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers were unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, mister.
Wait, are they talking about me? Witness's account.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on the way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
She definitely is. She got the fur coat, the freaking wavy hair, black dress. No, it's a jelly donut. Alright, anyway.
Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish character. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
The jelly donut thing was from the Pokemon meme. If you all don't get it. Heck yeah!
And then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching! As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Here we go. Gonna press on just about everything. Yeah, I don't really have too many commands up right now. It's mostly just like pulling up the lurk and all the basic things that I put for the commands. Eventually I do want to add more, but like I'm still not affiliate, so alright, back to this. I keep getting like I'm trying to like pay attention to the chat and this at the same time. I just want to like make you all feel welcome and stuff, you know. Alright. This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
Dang, she a player?
That boyfriend? You mean you have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, the other boyfriend. Can't join? The yet other boyfriend position is still up for applicant.
I'll just stick with the lunches. Thanks.
A note to self. The judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot. In A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with security inside. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I am a visitor now, I parked in Block B. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
Let's see. I'm not gonna present anything yet, but I do need some more evidence. So if she was in block, or B block, I should say. Why don't they just call them block B, block A? Like, seriously. Alright. So if she was delivering the food to the boyfriend, which was a security worker, she was in block B when she witnessed the crime. How did she get over there? Because right now, there doesn't seem to be any path connecting the two. And this is a fence in between here. It's like super tall. Not sure where to put that just yet. By gosh car, you mean... Wait, did I do the wrong one?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Incidentally, the knife which the victim was stabbed with was also Edgeworth's. Oh, wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw. You're sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
She's telling the truth. We're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't know any proof, or we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that.
Can you also tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her?
You sensed something. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like... How would you say it? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
A what?
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of detectives' intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
I must be hard. Yellowed and sharp as tack?
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
I'm mixing up voices. Uh-oh.
In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
Okay, yeah. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
That sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit. Shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that!
Alright, we got it. This one? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Him. That's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to killing an egg. I mean, a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? I want to see something real quick. You can... Oh my gosh, I should have done this.
This must be the victim's blood, right?
Either that, or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this, anyway?
Hey! Maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild.
Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely.
Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoors man.
Now there's a scary thought. Alright, anything else on this knife? We already checked that. Alright, nothing else. I guess I should examine everything else then. A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189.
I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs.
What else would they use?
Letters, silly. They're the reason why we have a written language in the first place.
True.
Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID. YABADAB.
Yabba dab. I do?
See? Wouldn't that be better?
Yabba dab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it.
Exactly my point.
It doesn't take much to amuse her. Alright, there's nothing else on this, so let's get out of here. I think we already looked at this.
Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here.
It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it.
Wow. One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime.
When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. Yeah, let's never speak about this ever again. Okay, so it's just 2D. Alright, looking at that. Yeah. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. Also known as 5:12 p.m. This is dated the day of the crime.
The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights. He wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair.
Perhaps.
It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light.
Alright, I don't think there's anything else on this. No. Alright. Gotta examine everything. I can't interact with this at all. Jelly donut. Yeah, I don't need to look at that again. Wait a minute. This says no prints. I guess it's a good thing to look at everything. She was holding it in her right hand. Alright, in case this is wrong, I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna try this. So since there were no prints on it, and she was holding it, okay, nope. So obviously that's incorrect. Womp womp. I guess she could have been wearing gloves. Okay, so we need to figure out something. So, if she was in Block B, but delivering thingy, the lunch, to boyfriend, How do? If we get too stuck, I will look up a walkthrough. Hold on. Let me check that knife again. She thrusts the pointy bit, which is this tip here. Why would there be blood along the edge? Okay, that didn't work either. Of course, they're so specific. Man. Alright, one more try and then I'm looking up the walkthrough. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrences of crime, blah, blah. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The landlady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr? Do you have something against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired?
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr.
Okay. I think I've exhausted all of the... Alright. I'm looking up a walkthrough. In the meantime, I shall be right back. Alright. Well, I got the walkthrough. Let's see how we do with this. anything. Skip through all of this. Oh, okay. I think we got something new now. Oh well. A witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline somewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be regulated. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
Oh, okay, we got a photo now.
Her photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over in a snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Crime photo added to the court record. Uh-oh. This is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Alright. Now, let's take a look at that photo again. In this photo, she's not holding a knife. So, I'm going to present a photo. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Lana... You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife?
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Look at this grave. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime. Is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife?
Mr. Antworth, your thoughts?
What? What kind of objection is that? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But it's a black and white photograph. Yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
No problem. Except you.
Mr. Wright! Are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Good.
You got a better idea? Well, objection. Wait! That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it? That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
What?
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but, good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
Premeditated? How do you know?
Stop with the big words.
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in this photo. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder? A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
I'm just gonna see what I need to do here so I can get out of here. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like, driving gloves?
Objection!
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, mister.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Gonna save, so we don't have to sit through all that again in case we die. Alright, let's see what... No, come on! I'm just gonna take a quick look at the evidence once we get back here. Alright. Present, but don't present anything. Okay. Check. Kinda weird if she stabbed him here. There should be a lot of blood on the ground. I guess there isn't. So hold on, what is the time of death? Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot. I'm gonna try this.
Objection!
And that was incorrect. Cool. Alright, at this point I'm just gonna use the walkthrough again. Because again, I just don't want to sit through all of this. Okay, let's see. Alright, we'll go ahead and present the knife.
Objection!
Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me?
I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know.
That's a knife.
The knife.
The knife that was in the trunk of Mr. Vestru's car.
Indeed, it is my knife.
What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there?
The defendant is the chief prosecutor. Mommy, our prosecutor's bad people.
The defense has a request. We ask the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon!
Oh,
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Order! Order! Order!
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor.
great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
What?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Defendant Lana Skye murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you! My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now. Angel's deduction.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure that the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office.
It does sound...
It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Alright, let's have a look at that autopsy report one more time. One knife wound. Which would mean they either had some very, very precise stabbing, or that means there was only one stab. Wait, no. One too many. Okay, now careful. We are going to present the autopsy report.
Objection!
You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have been... But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. with a moss surprise!
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Hey! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, I'm the one who put up the... What a hunk! He's my hero, really!
What about my objection? No one noticed?
Well, witness?
What? That's just a fork and ketchup and some rice.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Hey! Oh, thanks?
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast.
We darn told you not to say anything about the thoughts. We need hard proof.
Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought it was blood. Testify!
Red muffler? That's like a neck scarf thingy. But she's not wearing it in this photo.
Objection!
Miss Star, I demand it. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Hey, he's stealing all my thunder.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself. And with this photograph.
Huh? That can't be!
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations! Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Not weird, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that. But something red. Really?
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude. But back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony.
Stop lying! Or hiding truth.
The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with your details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks!
Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
I think most people are.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, did you fall asleep? No worries. If you are getting too tired, you can just go ahead and go to bed. It's getting close to me ending this thing anyway. I was planning on finishing up this trial. Glad to still have you here.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. A row.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
Apprehending the suspect. Alright. Gonna save real quick, because I do believe we are getting very close. I just don't want it, like, to fail after we got this far. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. How did she apprehend her? It's like, again, she was in Block B, or supposed to be in Block B. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor. Thus, she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from... here?
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes?
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain-link fence in front of you?
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The cough of green, undulating athlete, indeed!
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away?
Hold it!
She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, I heard say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else?
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean... this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, mister.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? Ritsu, welcome. How you doing? Man, things are getting spicy in this trial.
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Ah, yeah. Always tired. No getting out of it. Oh, thanks for shouting Ritsuka out. Yeah, pretty much the same, just tired. Although I did go out of the house a few times for my own mental health, so that's nice. Well, I'm glad you're all having fun. Alright. A lot of cell phone updated in the court record. Do you think you could restate your testimony to the court?
I was going to ask the same thing.
I only say this one time, so listen close, rookies.
The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So, she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you...
And during that time, you climbed over the chain-link fence.
Now, hold on. If there was a partition there, and she was on block B block, bleh, how would she have seen her picking up the phone? Because, like, that's a freaking wall right there. Not see-through or anything.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this? Yeah, I'm like, what?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Alright, and I think here... You saw it all, you say? I think I'm gonna present the parking lot floor plans. Let's see.
Objection!
Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Yeah, right.
Well, who would have thought he would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who together with this chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this position. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. I wish you luck with that. And if you do date her, you get free food.
Hold on! What is the meaning of this?
It's impossible, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies!
Objection!
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, and it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it.
Pointless to lie. I see.
But, say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
Objection!
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Objection!
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever woodsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All of the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Starr witnessed this crime was... here! This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room?
Indeed, the security room in this underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are so many other places where she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness was not being part of the prosecutor's office. Couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have been in where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room. Yes? Well, Miss Starr?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Star.
Order, witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye?
Mr. Wright? Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So tell us, what reason was Mr. Wright?
Huh? Me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? the angle of the crime? Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? What do you mean?
Well... The security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of, more 3D view of the crime.
And this is important. Why?
Dang it. Okay. Yeah. The distance to the crime. We're fine. It changes the distance between her and the crime scene.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans, and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime? Were you arrested, Miss Sky?
Well, witness?
You.
Yes? What the heck?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
Those look like rubber bands. But dang, squid does sound pretty good right now. The quality of my lunches has gone from low to an edible. It is, and it's hilarious.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend?
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass wall station.
Boysenberry jam. I don't think I've ever had boysenberry.
And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene.
Boba. Aw, man. Now I want some boba tea.
But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking lot. Visitors parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
Ah, yeah.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Now I'm hungry. I'll probably get some food after this.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something!
Do I have any evidence to stop this? I'm probably gonna have to raise an objection. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah. Let's see.
Objection!
Looks like we're almost done. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in the amount of time if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea! I didn't kill anyone!
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time it was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright!
That was too close.
I'm afraid that the Gotham Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Hooray!
Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
Now you're trying to feed him rubber bands too? That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! The difference to the witness's termination. I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, And the other type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. The shoe proves it. It's flawless evidence.
What? There was blood? There was blood found on that shoe?
Why is everybody hiding the evidence? My gosh.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
Any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence. At least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. And we're sure celebrating. Reminders, this is a fictional version of court. These probably aren't actual rules or laws.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Alright.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You can at least study some evidence law. Really?
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly charged.
Victim's shoe added the court record.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Alright, let's examine that shoe.
This blood. It's my sister's, right?
It appears so. Alright, remember, keep it PG-13. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
more, sis. There's blood here too!
On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood.
All this blood. It's horrible!
This blood might be an important clue. And let's get out of here now. I'm just gonna check real quick to see which one I need to put the shoe on. Let's see. I guess I'll just start pressing, I guess. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about a blood test, rookie. Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down just to one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt. It could be anyone but Miss Ilana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Mr. Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Alright. What the heck? Okay, do I need to go into the evidence? Let's see. This one doesn't tell me what to do. Alright, hold on a sec. Trying to get the walkthrough to show me what to do.
just gonna present the shoe and hope for the best.
Objection!
Yeah, no. Alright, save. Well, I think this thing says to just press on everything, so we're gonna have to do that. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, 5 minutes blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it?
But the false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon. If that would have happened. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag. Really?
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
Okay, I'll do this one. So you brought it to the forensics department?
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
There do appear to have bloodstains on it.
Oh dang. Looks like we're going a little bit way over our time. But this should be the last bit of this, so hopefully we can finish up quick.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on that shoe.
I did that one. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight!
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She used enough hot water to make it a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright? Do you have a problem with the shoe? Or don't you have a problem with the shoe?
A problem? Ugh, this is critical. Is there a problem with this victim's shoe? Well, you two got a point there. Alright, there is a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about this victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
Okay, we'll do this one. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be blood on the bottom of my shoe.
I know what you're thinking.
Indeed, there's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be more contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe?
Well, I'll show you. No worries. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of this victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe!
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order! Well, witness?
What? Great going, Mr. Wright! But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think!
Hey, I don't know why it's not in there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in our testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman, a row.
I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Hey! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tied her quite clearly to this murder. And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. Stop, you're making me hungry. I can't eat yet. 'Cause I'm voice acting. That reminds me. This guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got into the shoe? Hey, whoa, don't look at me! I don't got no meat on these bones!
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright! Do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime, and she's tried to conceal it. You guys. Hey man, if you guys want me to, cook for you, I could probably try it. Oh man, eventually, one of these days, I gotta do a cooking stream. Ah man, that'd be kind of fun. I don't really have the equipment for that, or the room for that. So, just sticking to games and art for now.
Enough! There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side! She could have been lying about the water!
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Ah, heck yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to find a way to get over there then. Alright.
Yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill. But here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox? A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait! Witness? Don't tell me you have something else!
The time for deliberation is past. Any further comments, and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cop-up queen. Look at this. Well,
A photograph? What?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from this court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
Waifu. Hey! Man, I got Kintron doing that, and now you guys are in on it? Jeez. No. That's enough of that. Alright. We're getting close to the end of this. Yeah, Kintron's after my bones too for some reason. Kintron Valgreed, if you guys don't know. Ah, Kintron's here! No! What have you guys done? No! Don't eat my bones! I need those! Alright. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore?
No! Alright.
Whatever it is, can't it wait?
No, it can't! Then it will be too late! Look at this photograph! Every time it makes me laugh. Something, something, more lyrics. This last one submitted. Oh. At least take me out to dinner first. Give me a drink or something, man. This trial is over until we each give a piece of evidence. Proper consideration.
So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. Heck, you're all invited. I'm cooking up a big meal for all of you.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court
Take that!
The problem is in this photograph. Is here.
What is this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler. However, I see no traces of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
And this should be the last thing I need to do. Miss Starr, recall your testimony to the court.
Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in the earlier testimony. muffler. Ugh. Yeah.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. And that was that.
Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered, here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all of the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose.
That was close. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? To be continued, and we shall save and end here. Save. And let us head over to the crypt. Well, that certainly went on a bit longer than expected. But now... Yeah, I've been streaming for like an hour longer than I usually do, and my voice is getting kinda tired. And I'm also very hungry, so I need foods. So, let us see who there is to raid. Hey, I might be able to stream Friday. And if not, well, I'll be back again probably next week. No. Alright, well, looking here, I don't think there's anyone to raid. Huh. Unfortunate. But, for now, thank you guys, and I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye!